So, what happens when you combine military grade discipline with brilliant academic science inside a public health lab? Well, you get a single innovation that has the power to change a country's health, its security, and even its sense of justice. We're going to dive into the story of how Brazil completely redefined the science of sovereignty. This quote from Professor Colonel Osvaldo Cirilo da Silva really just sets the tone perfectly, doesn't it? We're not just talking about chemistry or assembly lines here. We're talking about a mission-critical duty to protect people, and that mindset, it's right at the heart of this whole story. And look, that duty isn't some abstract concept. It is a genuine lifeline for millions of people who count on the public health system for life-saving medication. This isn't science for the sake of science, it's science in service of people. Okay, so this gets us to the core principle of this entire story. To really get what this innovation means, you have to first understand the Brazilian model, a model where essential medicine isn't just a product, it's a fundamental human right. You see, this right is upheld by guardians. Public labs like FERP, which is the Foundation for Popular Medicine. Their whole job is to produce the backbone of HIV treatment. These essential drugs like Lamivudine, you might know it as 3TC, and Zidovudine or AZT. Their mission makes sure that things like market prices or supply chain drama never get in the way of a citizen's right to medicine. But there was a huge problem. Fulfilling this promise was hitting a major wall. The system they were using to check the quality of these drugs was incredibly slow, it was wasteful, and frankly, it was just outdated. It was threatening the very mission it was supposed to protect. Just look at the difference here. The old way, this thing called high-performance liquid chromatography, or HPLC, was reactive. You'd only find a problem after you'd already made a whole batch. It took hours, it literally destroyed the samples you tested, and it used all these nasty chemicals. But the new way, FT-NIR, it's proactive. It checks the quality in real time, it doesn't harm the sample at all, and it has zero chemical waste. I mean, it's a total game changer. So who was the mind behind this incredible leap forward? Well, this innovation wasn't cooked up in some big corporate lab. It was driven by one person with a really unique background. Meet Professor Colonel Osvaldo Cirilo da Silva. I mean, just think about that combination. The academic brainpower from the University of Sao Paulo, combined with the mission-focused discipline of a military police pharmacist. That unique synergy is what brought this incredible sense of urgency and precision to a massive public health challenge. Now, to fix the problem, he didn't just look ahead, he looked back. He dug into the data of, get this, 529 previous batches of medicine that were made between 2012 and 2015. We're not talking about a small sample size here. This was a serious deep dive into the system's entire history. What he did was use all this historical big data to transform the manufacturing process from, a bit of guesswork into actual precision engineering. He used some pretty advanced stats to figure out exactly where and why things were going wrong, especially with that one drug, 3TC, and pinpointed the exact weak spots in the production line. And the tool he used to build this new, super precise system, it's truly amazing. It's a technology that lets scientists figure out a tablet's quality by using, basically, a beam of light. It's called FT-NIR spectroscopy. Now, that sounds pretty complex, but here's all it really is. It's a technology that shoots near-infrared light at a sample, and then it analyzes the light that bounces back to instantly tell you its exact chemical makeup. And the best part? It doesn't damage the sample one bit. Let's break it down, because it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. First, you shine a light on the powder. Second, a sensor reads the unique light signature that bounces back. Think of it like a chemical fingerprint. And third, boom, you get an instant quality report. This is what people call green chemistry in action. Real-time results, zero waste. And the result of all this work? A scientifically validated model with an error margin, or what scientists call bias, of pretty much zero. This proved that a public lab in Brazil could not just use, but actually perfect, a technology that's on the absolute cutting edge of global science. But here's the thing. This innovation isn't just some technical victory that stays inside the lab. Its impact radiates outward, making the whole nation stronger. You could honestly say there's national sovereignty baked into every single one of these tablets. You can really break down this national impact into 3 main pillars, and each one strengthens the country in a different way. We're talking about economic justice, technological security, and finally, guaranteeing the quality of what's known as the people's medicine. So first up, economic justice. Think about it. When public labs can make their own high-quality medicine super efficiently, they become what's called a market anchor. This stops private drug companies from jacking up prices, and that saves the public health system billions of dollars that can then be used for other things. Next, there's technological sovereignty, and this is a huge one. If a country can't make its own essential medicines, it's vulnerable. I mean, we all learned during recent global events that supply chains can just break. Owning this technology is like a shield. It's really a matter of national security. And finally, we get to the guarantee of quality. There's this really damaging myth out there that if something's government made, it must be lower quality. Well, this work just completely obliterates that myth. It proves with cold, hard data that the free medicine from a public clinic is made with the exact same scientific rigor as any expensive premium brand. So in the end, the legacy of Professor Colonel Osvaldo is that he made sure the people's medicine is also the scientist's choice. He totally closed the gap between public service and world-class science, guaranteeing quality, safety, and dignity for millions of people. Which leaves us with a really fascinating thought to end on, doesn't it? This whole transformation, impacting technology, national security, public health, it was all spearheaded by the work of one dedicated person. It really makes you wonder, if one person's innovation can have such a profound impact, what other potential is just sitting there waiting to be unlocked inside our public institutions?